So it's robot making time. Before you start anything, you need to have a really good look around the house for bits and pieces, any interesting object, small little knickknacks, springs, beads, all this kind of thing that might help you make a robot. Okay, so I'm going to go and have a look around the room, see what I can find. I'm looking through my drawer at school. There's a googly eye, might come in handy. I've got glittery things. I don't know if I'm going to use them, but it could come in handy. I've got colourful beads. These could be lights or something. So collect everything, even if you don't use them, it's no problem. I've got a bolt thing. So I'm just going to keep on looking around to find things around my room, and then I will show you what I have found. So I've found a few things around the room. I've got my drawing of my robot that I like, so that I can look at the things he might need, shapes, details, and see if I can find anything that would fit. So I've found, I've got some future board, I've got some pipe cleaners, some wire. This you just saw I found in my desk, a few other things I found in my desk. Straws, could be good for arms. I've got pins, not that I need the pin, but the top could be something. And I've got some cable ties, and a peg, I don't know, I like his face, there's a face. I've got bits of plastic. That's what I found so far. I'm going to look at my design and see if any of those pieces will work. If they don't, I might change my design a little bit based on what I've got, or cut the shapes I need from cardboard, which I will probably do as well anyway. So the materials I've got are going to help me, but I'm going to improvise as I go along, and if I have an idea when I make my robot that isn't in my plan, that's fine. So use whatever you can find, follow your drawing as a guide, but if you come up with better ideas as you're making, that's great too. Working and designing as you go along will be fine. So I'm going to show you now how I've put all that together to make my robot, and you can follow that procedure or go your own way. It's completely up to you. I'm going to start using cardboard, but I just had a thought that I'm going to make my pieces larger than my little drawing, because cardboard is so chunky that you can't really cut small shapes. So if you're using cardboard, then your shapes need to be a decent size so they're easier to cut. I'm going to use cardboard for the head and the body, because they're quite big parts. So I've got his head and his body there. It kind of looks like an ice cream or a plant pot. So my design has this shape chest there, which I kind of structured here, but I think I might put another material on top of that, and I'm thinking I might use my future board. So I'm just going to get my size right on my future board. I'm thinking the arms will be used and the legs will be made with straws, perhaps. So this section here I could do with card or future board. Okay, I found some bendy straws, which is great because I wanted something with this bend. And I'm thinking could be the arms. But also I found some plastic lids, and I've cut one down to be the neck. So it can kind of sit like that, or yeah, maybe sit like that. So I'm experimenting as I go along. They're not in my plans so much. The neck on my guy is more of a concertina-y thing here, but I like the ridges on there. And it does kind of fit with the arch of his mouth as well. So we shall just see how it goes. So I've continued to look around the room for bits and pieces. I've left my design behind a little bit because I keep finding nice things like staples and thinking, how could I use that? Maybe it would work as like a circuit box on the body or something. So I'm just going to position some of the materials I've found around the room. I'm not sticking it, I'm just putting them in place to see how they would work and if I like them really. So I found these staples. They could be pushed in, or I could leave them standing up because they're kind of 3D. The butterfly clip, so that could be like his antenna. I've found these at home. These are like little plastic jewels, but they could also be lights on his body to show that he's working or something. So I'm just playing around. So this is the cut down straw, but it kind of comes out a bit far. That's okay for now. Or an alternative is the stripy straws, and I've got these little beads, which in my design he's got round elbows, so it could be that actually I use those as my arms because they're just a bit more interesting. So that way, or that way, well, I still kind of like this though. I've got my googly eyes, but I thought I could do different sizes because I like it when they look a bit crazy. So one's looking upwards, one's looking down. And the key rings, they could even go around the eye to add a little bit of emphasis on the eye. So it's a bit more robotic now. So that's where I'm up to so far. I'm going to continue looking for legs and other bits and pieces around the room. So I quite like his body at this stage, but I'm still not happy with his legs. So I've just found some foil, and I think I'm going to cut out cardboard to make bigger legs, wrap it in foil so they look metal, but they're not so spindly, as we say in England, so skinny. So I'll come back when they're done. That's better. He's so big up here that skinny legs didn't work, so he's got chunkier legs now and they are shiny. And on the background I've just cut out some square cardboard to put him on, and I'm going to glue him onto this. I think I might paint this first, maybe a dark bluey black so that he stands out, and then I'm going to glue him on. And there's the background. So I was going for a bluey black, but it just looks black. That's okay. I kind of imagine my robot as being a space robot, so this could maybe be space. So I'm going to reassemble him on here to decide what I'm going to glue down. Okay, so he's more or less back. I found that now that I've got a dark background, I can't really see my arms, but the pale straws they do stand out now, and with the little green beads, maybe they would work now. So what I'm going to do is, I want to paint his body and his head. I'm thinking maybe something metallic, or grey. I'll have a think, but I don't need to paint this, and I don't need to paint any of these bits, or these. So all I need to do is go away and paint these two. So there he is. I couldn't find any gold, but I've got a yellowy ochre colour which will suffice, I'm sure. Okay, so I'm going to reassemble him a little bit. I've also painted a couple of extra things. I've got a grey bit here because It's on the top of his head there, so I'm going to put that. And a few other things. You'll see what it's like when it's all done and glued down and in place. Right, see you in a moment. Okay, so he's finished except for a couple of things. I realise I don't have hands, so I've just cut the ends off of some cable ties. These are cable ties. And I've just cut the tips off, little pointy tips there, and I'm going to arrange those for his hands. And I've also painted some strips of cardboard, and I'm going to put it around the edge of my cardboard just to make it look a little bit neater. All finished! Look at him, he's kind of funny. So if we look at it a little bit sideways, we can see the pins that I've used as kind of dials, close up on the eyes. I've got paper clips for other kind of antenna, and his mouth looks, because of the dark coming through, he looks kind of a bit grumpy. I like him. So there you go. You could sign your name down here so we all know it's yours, and it's all ready for putting up on the wall. So if you didn't want to make him flat, like he is here, then you could make him more of a 3D one, use cereal boxes, use more rounded objects like plastic cup lids, the dome ones or something, boxes that are not flattened. I'll put some pictures after the video to show you what I mean, the kind of thing you can make, but it's entirely up to you. Look around the house, see what you can find, and see if you can make a funky robot. I look forward to seeing your work. See you later.